It's not my mistake. Thank you. When I left India 2.5 years ago, I left from Chennai. I'm the दोस्त अब तक वापस नहीं आ सकता because of pandemic. And I said I'm going to go back, and this is going to be this is the first event I'm doing after 2.5, more than 2 years. This is the first event.
So everyone says that everything that goes comes back. I think he went and he came back to the same place. So he's starting his India tour after the pandemic again. But during the pandemic, there was something that occupied him very, very meaningfully. So Vikas, if you can talk about Feed India overall.
So, end of March, you started getting the news that there's going to be a pandemic. China में something is happening, and some cases are getting acknowledged in America. So एक email आई थी मेरे को इंडिया से, and it was like, sometimes we get spam emails, contribute here. It was about old age homes, that this pandemic, you need food for that, and that's the cause very close to my heart about aging parents, and I'm sure everybody can relate to that here. I see young people, and my age people especially have fear of aging parents. तो मुझे बहुत डर लगा उस टाइम पे, और मैंने अपनी टीम से बात की, लेकिन we should do something to get food to India. It seemed to be an impossible mission for the first few weeks, and then it became extremely streamlined, and I think it was one of the biggest projects of my life, and I'm proud that my mom slapped me on 11th April, and it's also Mama ko phone kiya. I said, Mom, I can't be running this initiative because it's very difficult. I'm too much in different time zone, and I have too much of work at that time. So my mom said, that's okay, you should give up. It's great. I'm like, okay, fantastic, then I shouldn't be doing it. She's saying, give up. Because all your life you've used everything what belongs to India. Your cooking, your skills, your face, everything is Indian. And today when India needs you, you want to give up. So I don't have to tell anyone that my son is a patriot. That really shook me apart, and I said, I will do anything in my strength, in my power, resources, and I'm going to not give up, but continue to do it. And till now we've served almost 70 million meals during the last 2 years, and I'm very proud of that. Obsessed with old utensils. And wherever I go, if I have to be careful, because I've almost like I need to, if they don't sell it, I get upset. Because I feel that, I can give better home to things. And so it's very good that, many times when I come to Chennai, there's so many people who bring in their old family heritage stuff, and they give it to me because they feel that I can put it in the museums, I can put it in a showcase to the best possible way in my restaurants, so that the legacy lives on. Because I feel that this part of the country was really evolved, of thinking about metal, about senses, about Ayurveda, about cooking styles was so deep here. So I feel कि यहाँ से छोटी सी चीज़ भी लेके जाता हूँ मैं. I feel that I'm blessed in some way, and that is one of the biggest things. Addiction है मेरे को, and I'm glad that I've used it in a positive sense.
So also, very important, Chennai and Vikas again. Vikas is close to food. What is the food of Chennai that you love the most?
People actually think about our food in Chennai to be very stereotypical. But the truth is that it is massive. That we've just had a lunch induction, which is one of my favorite restaurants in South, and I do feel that it has still not been explored. From 2008 till 2012, I used to come to Chennai every year in the second week of May to go to Kuvagam to attend the festival, at the transgender festival which happens there. For 4 years I've documented their food, and I think one of the greatest things which I was addicted to was a millet ki drink milti right at the entrance, and that is amazing. It's a sweet drink, but it's also they add little salt on top. It's of course to beat the heat and everything, and it's very therapeutic, but it was one of my favorite things to drink here. And today when we entered Dakshin, they made the same millet drink.
Perfect. And because what brings you to this mall all the time, every year?
It's a very unique combination of India and the West. If you look at the mall and the stores and the brands which are here, you will see that it is such a great combination. When you go to some of the malls in bigger cities in Delhi or Bombay, it just focuses on the Western brands. It's very westernized. But here it's such a mix of the local and the domestic, and of course the international, which gives it such a big combination of having the choices for the customers who come to this mall. I've not been paid to say this, but I just love it.
Nice. Any questions anybody has? We have somebody who is wanting to give you a hamper. If we can have her on stage.
From Candy Factory, which has marshmallows. It's India's only vegan marshmallow, and in fact, outside India they call this the Indian vegan marshmallow because it's the rasmalai flavor, which is very unique for marshmallow. And we have other clean label candies as well.
That's enough, thank you.
So people don't know about this brand and I know about it. The marshmallows, I madam, thoda apni tareef hi karo na. What do you guys do? Are you using aquafaba, right, to make the marshmallows? Okay. So it's one of the big things about what I feel Indians have mastered in the French cooking is that, we love French desserts and Indians have started using their own imagination to those desserts without egg. So this is just great because they are using their creativity here, which I read about it all the time now, especially in the last 2 years, we have millions of chefs with pandemic and we should thank them now.
Conduct a class, for housewives, people who really come on their own because of the pandemic. It will be great. And can I give you a compliment, please? Your smile and the way you talk about BG and your roots is amazing. It's not gone over the period of years. It's just increased and increased and increased. And that says a lot of being an Indian and yet having so much of international faith. It talks about you as a person a lot, and my salute to that.
Sounds like I think as you grow older, you start testing, you test, people start failing tests. So, but I had people who passed the test of love and being faithful. They had passed the test, so you value them even more. And kids feel that, as they grow bigger, they're going to have more people in their life, which happens to all of us, and it's good. But we also start testing people and we feel that asli sona hai, asli sona. You value it much more.
Food. I invite you, this is such a beautiful cuisine. So it's like, the character of this part, let's talk about specifically. When we talk about South India, we're talking about Andhra, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, right? Yes. This is only focusing on. So it has been modified thousands of times in history. Every time there was a big influence, India was adapting to change. So it has already been so much modified. But you're talking about modification in terms of healthier versions or, right? Yes. So, we are looking back at what Western media projects us that our food is very unhealthy, while we have much less disease than the Western world. I think instead of modifying, we should try to unmodify it now. Our modifications have led to a cuisine which has become very confusing. And of course, I'm also part of that confusion, and I agree, but at least I acknowledge it. Going back to our roots, what our grandparents used to eat is much more healthier. It's finer, it's more sophisticated, it was much better. We have become a generation which is stuck between burgers, pizzas and our Indian cuisine being modified. I think, हमें question नहीं करना चाहिए, why can't we go back to our roots?